Great Rising family, Great Rising. This is Amber from Amber's Magical Garden and Small Spaces. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for following me on my journey in small space gardening. I am in Zone 9A, which is Hot Vegas, Nevada, and I live in an apartment complex, and I'm on the second floor. So the purpose of the video today, I actually had someone in the comments mention to me that people might want to know what I'm growing. I have a lot of friends and family also that want to know what am I growing, on my balcony. And I was just talking to my daughter and figured that I would do this video. I guess we could call it a garden tour, right? So I have a lot going on my balcony. If we go back last year, I might have had a couple plants. And I could put a whole table out here with 4 chairs and a nice little grill and do something. So my balcony is a pretty decent size. It's about, this space right here is about 11 by 8. So this is about 11 feet. And then from ceiling to floor is about 8 feet. So that's a yard. So that's about 14 feet from the corner over to my honeysuckle plant. So 14 feet by maybe 7. So from there all the way back towards me. So anyway, that's the size of my balcony. I've had a lot going on in the small space garden. I've had a lot where I've had to get rid of some things like that over there. That's not even getting rid of. This one over here, that's a tomato, or was a tomato. But the summer dried out my tomato plants. I have found some heat tolerant tomato plants. Luckily that is a blessing. However, all the ones that I did from seed ended up like this. And because we had an early summer, a lot of my tomato plants ended up the size of maybe a boulder marble, a little bit smaller than a golf ball. So I didn't get the harvest that I really would have liked. But summer showed up early. But it had only given me another month, then my tomatoes would have been thriving. So anyway, let's do a little tour. La 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 la. This, like I said, was a tomato. It was an early girl tomato. No longer with us. I'm going to be using those pots. There's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. In this black pot was Napa cabbage, and down there was nothing. I hadn't planted anything in that yet. So these 3 I'll be reusing. Okay. That is okra. That is my okra plant. I actually had about 4 or 5 seeds in there, and recently 2 of them died from root rot, from overwatering. I was making sure that there was water in this dish. On occasion I watered from the top, but for the most part I made sure there was water in that dish. That is the lone standing okra seed. I'm probably going to plant some more. So that would be more like succession planting. That is Oliveira. I have 3 Oliveira plants. I have actually some more down inside this little crate. But those are my Oliveira plants. One of them is like a brownish color because it's sun damaged. Now, you would think that Oliveira, being a succulent, in desert plant or like a cacti, it would love the sun. Well, full sun here in Nevada is not the same as full sun in California or full sun in Maine or full sun in Idaho. Okay. I don't know where they get their measurements by saying full sun, because in most of the country full sun is not what full sun used to be. So I had to move it. So it still requires a lot of water because it's a succulent, but it can't have full sun or it'll start turning brown like that. Still useful, but it changes in color. So onward. let's see. We're going to start from the top. That is corn. I'm so proud of my little corn. I have 7 stalks. These 2 big ones that you see are the first 2 seeds that I planted. I am so proud of my corn. However, I'm going to have to repot the corn. I'm nervous about that because they're doing really well in the pot. But because of the fact that it's in a pot with 7 other seeds or 7 other stalks of corn, I don't know exactly how that's going to go over. I pray that it will be a blessing, that I will be able to continue with this, because I'm very excited about having my own stalks of corn versus going to purchase them. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So coming down here, this is a lot going on. Oh my gosh, it's a lot going on. Let me back up a little bit. This I have because of the fact that it is a hot zone where I am in 9A. Come out here watering these small little plants. I do not have drip irrigation, so I have to come out here and water them every day. And sometimes I don't feel like coming out here every day, so it's just easier for me to put them in something so that they can self-water. And they've been doing pretty good. I mean, self-watering. I might have had like one plant where it's just like, I can't take all this water. And when I realized it, I moved it. Actually, I think it was the okra that was sitting in there. So the okra's in a better situation now, but the okra was sitting in this pot here. So let's see. Zoom in a little bit, because as you see, my walk space is very small. So you see, I use a little something as a pointer. A pointy stick. Do I have a pointy stick? I have a few sticks, but I don't know about a pointy stick. Okay, let's see here. Hold on one second. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's see. All right. So this back here is gardenias. Okay. Gardenia flowers. It has new leaves on it. I just put some bone meal in the water. And so as it soaks up the water, it's putting the bone meal into the root system. This right here is my sweet basil, as the sign it identifies it. It has made such a glorious comeback. When I first got it, it was like about that small. It only had a few leaves on it, but there are 4 plants in there, as you see, and it's doing fabulously. I might need to put more nitrogen in there because it doesn't have fruit. So bone meal might be good for it, but I think that the fish emulsion would do my basil wonders. It would just go. So 511 fish emulsion. This right here is another Oliveira plant. It was actually dried out, and it was over there in the crate. Where is it? The crate, and I've forgotten to water it. And ever since I put this plate underneath my corn, see all my succulents and stuff were inside the crate. So when I would water the corn, the water would fall out the bottom and water my succulents, right? But because the summer has hit in hot Vegas, I put this plate here, so now there's no water dripping down. So I have to make sure, I don't water them all the time, but I do need to make sure that they have water because they are succulents. So anyway, this is Oliveira, and this is my Crookneck yellow squash. Now, this thing, oh my gosh, like I really need to repot it. Come on, baby. The leaves, the branches in the leaves are very tender. If you've ever grown them, you know that they're super tender, super sensitive. If you touch it the wrong way, they will break. So you really have to be careful. But I'm noticing that this stem is coming out, so I need to put it into a bigger pot, as well as add more soil to it, because I can't add any more soil to this in particular pot. But this plant, it's a transplant actually that I purchased, and it was the size of this one basil. As you see, it's doing great. It's doing really great. Back here, behind, in this little cup right here, that is actually jalapenos, and you can't really see it because of my honeysuckle. Let me see something here. I'll pull back a little. Let's see. Okay. So my honeysuckle is in the way, as always. But my jalapeno plant, this is the jalapeno plant. It's doing pretty good. It had a flower on it. I bumped it one day, and the flower just came flying off. And I was like, okay, you weren't supposed to be there. But yeah, the jalapeno plant is doing fairly well. This is my strawberries. I've gone through some trials and tribulations with these strawberry plants. Um, there were 3 plants, and I transplanted them. And when I transplanted them, the other ones, they kind of died off or whatever. So, let me take that out for right now and move the honeysuckle. You know what, matter of fact, let me take you out because you've had enough water. Okay, and then this is my favorite right now, the superstar. This is my tomato plant. Now, I know in a lot of my videos I've said that tomato plants don't grow in the heat, which they don't. And they don't produce flowers. However, someone decided that they were going to create somehow a heat-tolerant plant. This one is called Phoenix, and I can't remember where I got it from. It might have been Home Depot. I don't know, but it's trying to produce flowers for me. It had flowers. Oh, there they are, the little babies, little baby flowers. It's trying, but it's doing good too. Normally, I cut off the suckers at the bottom. And like there's flowers over here too. I don't know if you can see that. But there's flowers over here. Normally I cut off the suckers of the plant so it can put more energy into the flowers. I haven't made the decision. I mean, it's growing up, but I kind of want to bush out because I'm in such a small space, right? So, haven't really made a decision on how I want to do this one. I'm kind of enjoying the green and the fact that it's not dying and looking like that one. So anyway, this is my tomato, the Phoenix tomato. I found another heat-tolerant tomato the other day when I was inside of Lowe's. Didn't get it. It actually had tomatoes on it. I was ready to get it so bad. I was like, yes. But I didn't get it because, as you see, I need to really set up a different situation for the smaller plants and the bigger plants and everything else. I'm going to probably put a shelf out here. I have a metal shelf in the house that I have not put together yet. But my daughter was saying because it's metal, wouldn't it heat like an oven? So now I'm really considering buying a plastic or a resin shelf to put my plants on. So that way it doesn't heat up like the metal would heat up if it's outside. Not put it against the wall. Okay, so anyway, onward. This is potatoes. I don't know what's going on under the ground. I have no idea, or under the soil. I don't know. I just come out here and I water and I pray that I end up with tomatoes and not really composted potatoes. I said tomatoes, but really composted potatoes. I really hope that something happens. I don't know what's going on. There's a green stalk right there, but I don't know if it's from when I planted them because I forget what they're called. They're not cuttings, but the stalks on the potatoes had grown so long, and I just put them in there and was like, do your thing. So anyway, these are potatoes. Hopefully something comes forth. That's my daughter's Lavender. She's learning and she's been experimenting, and I told her I would water it, and she just was like, don't water my plants. So I didn't, and I watched this thing die before my eyes. So it has some green on it. There is some hope for it, but I think I might just take it back to Home Depot. And that's another thing. The good thing about the plants is if you buy plants from Home Depot or Lowe's, they will take them back. Nurseries, their rules are a little bit different, but the bigger stores, the bigger box stores, hardware stores that have gardening centers, even Walmart, but let's just stick with Lowe's and Home Depot. They'll take them back. And even if you don't have your receipt, if you have the card in which you purchased it with, they can swipe your card, pull up your receipt, and give you your money back. If not, they'll just do a store credit. So always remember that, okay? If one of your plants dies, take it back, okay? Bonnie is done by Home Depot. Lowe's does not do Bonnie, so don't get it mixed up and take a Bonnie plant to Lowe's because they're going to tell you that's not their brand, okay? All right, onward. This is Kwame. Kwame is my kumquat tree. Kwame has given me a nice bit of fruit since I got him, which is fantastic. There's a little teeny tiny kumquat. I don't know if you guys can see that kumquat right there. But there's a kumquat under there, still getting some color on it. I've had quite a few that have fallen off for whatever reason. But yeah, that's Kwame. This is my red flame grapevine. This is Vinny. Now Vinny is doing some interesting things here. And actually I can come back to Vinny later, but I think since I'm talking about Vinny, let's talk about Vinny. Hi Vinny. This is Vinny. Vinny is on a tomato trellis or tomato cage I turned upside down, and I have it around the stem. But it's a red flame seedless grape that I got from Home Depot. It literally was a stick, just like this one. It was a stick. And now, as you see, this is my second year with Vinny. Vinny is leafing everywhere and vining everywhere, all the way. Look at this. He is vining. He hooked on the little thing I put up here to keep the pigeons away. Vinny is everywhere, and Vinny is now over here with my blackberry, trying to take over the blackberry. Here, Vinny, let go. Let go, Vinny. Thank you. Goodness. Anywho, so Vinny's like that rebellious child. Vinny does what he wants to do. So, but I have not gotten any fruit from Vinny, and I've had him. This is my second year with Vinny. There are baby leaves popping up here, like literally unrolling up here. I don't even think you guys can see that. Let's see. Like right there, see? Unrolling, opening up. I have new baby leaves like right there on Vinny. Vinny is doing some amazing things right now outside of being a rebellious teenager. But hopefully I'll get some lovely grapes from Vinny. We'll see. The red flame is supposed to also be heat tolerant, but we'll see. Like I said, we'll see. This is Leona. I did a video back here. This is Leona, my Meyer lemon tree. Leona's doing some fantastic things too. It's hard to see because of this tree, and I'll get to what this is in a minute. But she's doing really well. She's doing very, very good. And this berry, goodness. I have another rebellious teenager. Him and Vinny, they're in cahoots. But anyway, this is Leona, and Leona's doing pretty good. Leona's leaves are now in here with the peach tree, which I didn't realize. So anyway, Leona's doing good. She's doing good. I do not have any lemons from her yet. She had lemons when I purchased her. They fell, or they dropped. So it's a work in progress with Leona back here. This is Berry. Berry is my blackberry bush, my other rebellious teenager. Berry is doing some interesting things. Berry has vines like nobody's business. Berry has produced a couple of blackberries for me. There's some dryness back here, but a lot of that is burnt from the sun. Today's a really nice day. Literally 80 degrees. I don't know what. God has blessed us. We've been blessed by Mother Nature because you see all this dryness, and I water Berry. So a lot of this is from the heat. Before I left it uncovered one day, and this is what happened in one day. That dryness broke my little heart. So I make sure that I have this little makeshift cover over them so they can still get sun, but they're not being sun damaged like this. This is just ridiculous. Let me see if I can get in closer. Yeah. Look at that. It's okay, Berry. You're doing fine. You and Vinny over here, I don't know what you two are doing, but okay. You go ahead and finish doing what you do. Leave Leona alone. Okay, so this is my red strawberry guava. At one point it had fruit. It does not now. I don't know what happened, but that's okay. I'm hoping that it will give me something, but right now it's not giving me anything. It's just a beautiful green plant. It is doing well though, because like right up here, there's leaves, and who knows, it might end up being some flowers right there. Don't know, but we'll find out. Over here is my honeysuckle. It's a Cape honeysuckle. I have two. A Japanese honeysuckle and a Cape honeysuckle. My Cape honeysuckle was also a rescue from Walmart. And it was a stick. So when you go into these big box stores that seem to carry a little bit of everything, and they have plants like this, get them. Nurse them back to health. Love them. Love them. And they'll produce oxygen for you. That's the other thing. It's not just producing food, it's producing oxygen. So, coming back down, it's my daughter's project. It's jackfruit. She repotted them, and this is what's happening to some, but they came from this. Now look at that. That's all jackfruit. She planted all 100 and something seeds in there. And I told her to let them grow together for a minute because they need to establish. And she listened here, but didn't hear. So you have some that are struggling. This is my guava. This is a pineapple guava. This guava name is Grandpa. Why do I name this one Grandpa? Because both of my grandfathers had this in particular bush. It's pineapple guava. I grew up eating it, and so that's why I have it. I was told that it doesn't really produce fruit until the fall, and I actually recently turned it. So this is the back side. I recently turned it. All that green was on this side, and it was overshadowing everything. So I just recently turned it against the wall. So a lot of people may say, well, why? My daughter even asked, well, do you see all those leaves down there, Mom? And all I said to her was, it's mulching itself. It's what happens in nature. There's no one to go pick up the leaves in nature. Nature handles its business. So that's what's going on. But it is naked down here. But it's just going to have to be. It's going to be naked. This is also jackfruit. My daughter's jackfruit. Some of them are surviving. Others are not. They're kind of doing their own thing. This is my red bell pepper. Now, me and this thing have been through a lot. There was another one, and it died. I don't even remember. I think I took it back to the store. But this one here, yeah, it's doing very well. I look forward to getting peppers from it. I look forward to it. These are red beans that I started in the house. You see they're reaching for the sun. I'm going to have to repot those eventually, but they're good for right now, in my opinion, because I don't need them drying out and dying. They're fine for right now. This is my starter. I have some lettuce in here and mango. If you're part of the Lead Farmer 73 Grow Group, then I've talked about it. I recently put that on, but see, there's nothing. There was something, but there's nothing now. So right now, I'm just letting it chill out here. This is just to kind of keep some of the soil in, let some of it out. Recycle, reuse. I did a video about recycling, reusing. Okay, so onward. This is green onions that I used in my house. I already cut off the tops. This is the first cut. And then they grew really, 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 really tall. And this is the second cut, right? These are the second cut, the green. And I just put these in the soil yesterday. It's 3 of them. And they already are doing this in the soil. So I look forward to these green onions. I look forward to continuously harvesting off the green onions. And we'll see how long that lasts. I'm happy about that. This is my lemon forest. I've had to unfortunately pull some out because, again, I left on a day when it was super hot. I left it out and it dried out my lemon forest. This one I'm just kind of letting sit because even though these leaves are crunchy, right? Some of these leaves seem like they might have a little bit of life left, so I'm hoping that they're okay. A lot of them have survived. This right here is one of my champions, and this is definitely a champion. That's going to definitely be a tree. And I have another one. I have a few of them. But it's ones like this right here. Yeah. Oh, baby. So this was a lemon seed. It was doing good, but because of the sun, because of sun damage, yeah, poor baby. So my daughter said to me today, Mom, you know, when they die and you toss them over the balcony, because what happens is there's sticks. So I toss them over the balcony. She said, they may not be helping you, but you're helping the birds because they're using them for their nest. So that's a good way to think about it. Yeah, it does feel nice. So now I have my spearmint. The spearmint has gone absolutely crazy. This spearmint used to look like that. But now, oh my gosh, and I just recently repotted this thing, and it's just going bananas, which I love, but it's just, wow, like all over. I may take it in the house, I'm not sure yet, but I love the smell of the spearmint. But, yeah, spearmint is just kind of doing its own thing right now. Okay, that's one of my neighbors leaving. Okay, this is beans as well. This is another red bean. These are all citrus plants. These are ones that I started. We planted them, me and my children. We have no idea what they are, so I didn't even be able to go there. That's my daughter's. We don't know what that was. That was a random seed packet. I don't know. Let's see. I don't know what was in here, but it was hiding. So let's put this here. Let's see, the spearmint is taking over that space anyway, like legitimately taking over that space. These are also red beans. I just pulled two, but it looks like it's trying to have new life. So I'm gonna let this stay. Over here I have another experiment, so to speak. Let's see if I can get this out. Come on, you guys. This also was some kind of citrus. I have no idea. There was a piece of garlic ginger in here, and these seeds sprouted over the ginger, and I'm not sure whether or not so these are citrus, and there was ginger in here, but the ginger, ironically, I ended up pulling the skin out. So whatever these are going to be, the DNA structure of it is based in ginger fertilizing these plants. So whatever they are, I'm excited to partake in its loveliness. Okay, move the spearmint over there. The beans, left them back here. And see, I'm gonna have to put you back, and I'm also using this tin to water. The spearmint loves water. If you don't water this thing, it will not do what it's doing right now. Just letting you know. If you go get some mint, it won't be like a whole Jerry curl, like curly wig type thing if you don't water it, because it loves water. Loves water. Okay. This right here, I use this to keep up so it doesn't fall on my plants. But this is a peach tree. This is my daughter's peach tree. I want to say it's called a golden something. It has a tag, but I can't seem to find the tag. I think my daughter took it off. I don't know, but it's a golden dwarf peach tree. That's my daughter's tree. It has not given us any fruit yet. I recently just put some blood meal inside of the soil, so hopefully we'll be getting some kind of fruit, but right now it's just giving us pretty green foliage, and it looks like a palm tree. Let's see. And last but not least, I am starting garlic. I have some garlic in here. It hasn't sprouted yet. It will sprout hopefully soon. And yeah. So anyway, again, thank you family for visiting or viewing my video. I hope you enjoyed my content. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. Scroll down. Please like my video if you could appreciate my effort in my small space garden. Please like my video. Sorry it's so long. It's 30 minutes, but I had to go over everything and tell you what everything was. But like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my channel. And if I can do this, so can you. And by any means necessary, corner to corner. Yes, you saw my mop, right? Corner to corner. Grow something. Have a great day. Peace.